So welcome students. In this lecture I will explain to you part C of example 3.2 because it involves the adiabatic process, and this is the part C of example 3.2. What it is, in this you need to find work, what work will be done, and then heat transferred or heat given to the system, work done on the system, change in internal energy of the system, change in enthalpy of the system. So in these type of numericals, basically in all these type of numericals you will have to find these four parameters: work, heat, delta U, delta H. You already know this because many times I have explained this. And what has been given to you? Air has been given to you, and it has been assumed to be an ideal gas in this question, and the state 1, the air has been given to you in this state 1. You can say in a cylinder you have been given this air at 1 bar pressure and 25 degrees centigrade, and also volume of the air has been given to you. This is the volume, and after then you have to change its state up to the state 2, where the pressure will be 5 bar and the temperature will be 25 degrees centigrade. What it means that you need to change only the pressure, and temperature you need to maintain at 25 degrees centigrade constant. You don't need to change the temperature. And method they have given to you in this part, that first you need to compress the air by adiabatic process. You need to compress it, and after then you will cool it at constant volume. So this type of method, or these steps are needed when you will compress the gas adiabatically. Okay, and then some parameters are given, that heat capacity at constant volume and heat capacity at constant pressure. It is governed by this formula, and you can convert it into this by the value of R. So how to solve this question? I already told you that in these type of questions where there are states change, you should draw a graph like this, because it becomes very easy to visualize things in it. And on this graph, first step is that you show the states of the gas. We will start with the first state of the gas. It is at 1 bar and 25 degrees centigrade, and volume is this. So it will come, suppose let's say it is at this point. This is state 1, and its pressure is governed by P1, V1 and T1 are the its states, and pressure is 1 bar, as you can see here. This is 1 bar, and you can write it this way, and then you need to change it up to 5 bar, and the temperature is 25 degrees. So suppose I will show this here at 2, and I show the state parameters by P2, V2 and T2. So it becomes easy to visualize the things this way. And now next step is that you should find out what are the parameters whose values are not known. In the question you will see that P1, V1 and T1 are given. So these values are given, numerical values are given, and here what you see that only 5 bar, this is given to you, and temperature is given to you. So what is V2? So first step should be to find out the unknown parameters, so that you can start with the known values. So how to find V2? here I have written this ideal gas law, P1 V1 by T1 is equal to this. You already know this thing, PV is equal to RT, 1 mole gas. Suppose we have taken, actually the formula is PV is equal to nRT, but here N is equal to 1. Suppose in the cylinder we have 1 mole gas. So here we can have the formula like this, V2 is equal to, you can write the formula like this, and then T1 will be cancelled out by this thing, because T1 is equal to T2, it is 25 degrees centigrade. So you are left with this formula, P1 by P2 into V1, and then you put the value, it is 1 bar and 5 bar, and whatever is the value of V1, then you will get the value of V2, and it will be this much. So this way you have calculated the value of V2, and now this data is known to you. This data is known to you. So this was a very important step. Now in the next step, what you will do, you will trace the path through which you want to make the change. So that is also very important thing. So for that purpose we will have to go to the question again. Here in the question they say that first you need to do adiabatic compression. So first path will be for the adiabatic compression. So here how you will trace that path, or how you will draw that path, in which direction it will go. So you should have some idea of how the gas works here on the PV diagram. In that series, I mean to say the working of gas, or the behavior of the gas rather, I would say, there is a concept of isotherms. What are isotherms? I will explain to you by this way. Suppose this gas you are taking at 25 degrees centigrade here. So now suppose you are increasing its pressure, and you are increasing the pressure in such a way that you keep the temperature constant. For example, I already explained to you this idea that here suppose you have given some gas at some pressure, and the temperature is, and you have put it in a constant temperature bath, that can be some water etc., so that temperature is maintained inside here at 25 degrees centigrade. Now suppose you put more weight here to increase the pressure here, so pressure will increase and volume will go down, and gas will heat. But what you will do, that you will take all the heat out, so that the temperature is 25 degrees centigrade, and you will keep on increasing the pressure, and temperature will not change, but the volume will change. So how you will show that path on this graph? So I am telling you that this path goes like this. So the path goes like this, or you can say that okay, the path goes like this. For example, at this point, if you will measure the temperature, it will be 25 degrees centigrade. Here you will measure the temperature, it will again be 25 degrees centigrade. Here again. So this path is called isotherm. Isotherm means temperature is always constant, and gas will always behave this way. It will trace a particular path on the PV. In the same way, if you start with a gas that is at 50 degrees centigrade, so that path will go like this way, and here always the temperature will be 50 degrees centigrade, and in between if suppose some path is at 40 degrees centigrade, so you can draw so many paths of each temperature. Each temperature will represent its own path on PV diagrams, and these are called isotherm, and these isotherms will give you kind of base to you to draw other paths. For example, adiabatic path, so it will give you some directions that in which direction you should go. For example, if you are starting with here 25 degrees centigrade, and now you insulate this cylinder, for example your cylinder is this, and the same temperature you have same pressure and temperature you have maintained in this, but this time what you have done is that you have insulated your path, insulated your cylinder, so that heat cannot be transferred. Heat cannot be transferred. So now if you will increase the pressure of it, what will happen, that it will go down, but you can easily anticipate that heat will warm up. Its temperature will go from 25 degrees centigrade to, for example, it will go to 30 degrees centigrade. So here how you will show this path, because if you are going this way, it is the isotherm, it will be temperature 25 degrees centigrade only. So the idea is that if you are doing some adiabatic process or insulated process, your path will go like this. It will have slope more than this isotherm. So you will if you will trace your path, it will go like, keep on going, you will keep on going like this. So this is your adiabatic path. You will cross many isotherms, means what it is saying, that here its temperature is 40 degrees centigrade, here its temperature is 50 degrees centigrade, and suppose this temperature is 55 degrees centigrade, so you will achieve 55 degrees centigrade. So adiabatic paths will always go like this, they will cross, and they will be steeper, the slopes are more, and their equations are given by PV gamma is equal to constant. They trace this kind of curve. So very important idea. Now we are coming to our question. So here if you will draw here an isotherm, it will go like this. If you will go on this path, you will the temperature will always be 25 degrees centigrade. So for your current operation, that is the adiabatic operation, you cannot go on this path, and you already know that your path will go this way, because it is insulated, your cylinder is insulated, and you are just increasing the pressure of it. So this way you will go on, and the temperature will also increase. For example, here 30 degrees centigrade, here it will become 50 degrees centigrade, 60 degrees centigrade. This way the temperature will keep on increasing. For example, this I am drawing here, and you are increasing the pressure, and this is actually insulated, and the temperature will go on increasing from 25 degrees centigrade to, there is no limit. So the question is that up to what point you should go, means here at least at some point you should stop, but where should you stop? So naturally the idea is that you should stop when your volume becomes equal to this, means you need to bring the gas to this volume. Actually your ultimate state is this, this is the volume V2, and its value you have calculated here. So when you are increasing your pressure, you are reducing the volume also. So suppose this is your condition, and ultimately you got, after increasing the pressure more and more, suppose this much pressure you have increased, these many weights you have put on your gas, and your volume has become V2, and this is insulated. Temperature we don't know what is their temperature, it will be a very high temperature. So here at this point you should stop, because there is no limit, you can keep on going here also. So there is no way, means there is no meaning that why you should go beyond this point, because at this, because you have to bring the volume of your gas at V2 this. So this is the point that you have to stop here, and after then the second part is there, that you have to cool the gas and cool the air, means here you will have a very high temperature. For example, it may be 500 degrees centigrade, so this gas will be at high temperature. Now you have to cool this gas and maintain the volume the same. So how you will do that? What you will do that here, that you are having your gas like this at volume V2, you fix the this time you fix the piston by some latches, so that it cannot move. and it will maintain the same pressure. Now there will be no meaning of those weights here, because you have fixed the piston, and it will behave like a closed cylinder, and here this gas will be at this pressure. Now if you take heat out here, you cool this by water or whatever it is, so the volume will be constant now, because you have fixed the piston, it cannot move. What will happen, that its pressure will go down from here, its pressure will go down, and ultimately when pressure reaches 5 bar, you just stop cooling the gas, and you will achieve the state 2. So this is the path you have traced on PV, and in the next lecture I will explain it more, means I will do the numerical part, and also you can yourself do it.